What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So Nathan Gorman beats Tomas Salek in the first round. This was a comeback fight for Nathan Gorman. Nathan Gorman hasn't been in the ring since his fight against Pavel Sauer, and that was in March 2021, so over a year ago. And I think that, you know, the opponent, I suppose, you know, Nathan Gorman is with Wasserman now, and they were never going to put him in with like an amazing opponent for his first fight with his new promoter. So I'm not too surprised at the level of opponent, and I'm not too surprised at the result. Nathan Gorman showed me that I already know that he didn't show me anything that I didn't know he could do. You know, he didn't show me anything that I wasn't aware of with regards to, you know, what he can do in the ring. He's got, you know, solid fundamentals from the amateurs. He's technically correct in some aspects, and you know, he's quite physically strong as well. And you know, he got out there, he established his jab early on, and you know, he landed a good body shot, and he obviously floored Salek with a right hand, a right hook. And Salek got up and he continued the onslaught, and Salek went down again. He beats the count, but the ref thinks he's in no position to continue, so the ref stops it. There's not much to talk about with regards to the fight. As I said, Nathan Gorman demonstrated what I already knew he could do. So really, I suppose the rest of this video is more relevantly about where does Nathan Gorman go from here. He needs to fight a lot more consistently. Nathan Gorman's not without talent. I don't think he's the most talented heavyweight, but he's not without talent. He does some things well. So I think Nathan Gorman, consistency. You know, consistency needs to be what goes on with Nathan Gorman. Even if he fights a few fights that aren't the best, consistency. So he beat Tomas Salek. Salek, you know, I think he was like champion in his country, and he lost to Pavel Sauer, which isn't actually a good thing. I'm on his box right now. He lost to Peter Kadiru, fellow prospect, or I don't know if you consider Gorman a prospect now. He lost to Cash Ali. I watched that fight. So really, this is, you know, the opponent has to be taken into consideration. Nathan Gorman next, you know, what if he was to fight someone like, he's already beaten the Kevin Johnson, Kajanu, that type of level, and he does beat these guys, you know, relatively with relative ease. So really, he's now looking at Christian Hammer, maybe. I know Christian Hammer's fighting Joe Joyce, but you know, maybe if Christian Hammer gets through that fight without too much punishment, Christian Hammer. Maybe after that he could fight someone like I don't know, that type of level, Gerald Washington, someone like that. Just get a few wins under the belt and then start to really build on, and then start looking at the domestic dust-ups. I think he's a few fights away from being in like sort of domestic, European, continental, world level. I think he needs to have a few more fights, well, not too dissimilar to that, to be honest with you. Confidence builders, and gradually stepping up the levels. You can't go from this to stepping in there with, I don't know, Frank Sanchez or Gerard Anderson or fighters like that, you know, Daniel Dubois. You know, he can't go from that to that, so he needs to gradually build it up and be consistent. Also lose a bit of weight as well. I've noticed that, you know, he typically weighed in around, I'm on his box rec, the 250s. You know, he does fluctuate a bit, but he was typically, let's look at the Daniel Dubois fight, 256. Kevin Johnson, the fight previous to that, 253. Razvan Kajanu, 248. And then after the Daniel Dubois fight, he came in at 273 against Richard Latte. So there was a big jump from 256 to 273. And then Pavel Sauer, which was last year, 272, and here 268. So he needs to really try and get into the 250s. I think it's a little bit too heavy for him at the moment. So I think that would obviously assist him with regards to speed, which is obviously what he does. You know, he's typically a back foot speedy fighter. using his boxing ability. And I don't think as he steps up, weighing at 268 or around the 270s, is going to be beneficial for him. But either way, he gets the win here, he moves on. What did you make of it? How far do you think he can go? And what should his next step be? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video, and I'll see you on the next video.